Just getting some information out of these folks. Looks like we are ready to get into this and begin this Div A matchup between Strange Team Comp and Boogans Forever. It's gonna be an interesting match. Boogans has been in Div A at least for one season, if not two. I've played against them quite a few times. They're a stand-up team. Strange Team Comp was in Div B Southeast, I believe, and finished pretty well. I believe they made a run into the playoffs, and that clearly got them a promotion to Div A. So we will see where this goes. And it does appear that all of my monikers are going to be wrong, because I believe blue team and red team are going to be reversed, but I'm not going to ask them to switch. I'll just I'll just do some editing real quick. But those bands are correct. It's just that blue team and red team are going to be different. Alright, so let's see. Jump into this shit and start changing it around. Screen doesn't matter. Let me just take that image. We're going to put that over there and that over there. I think that's right. And then, you know, need our, yeah, that's going to be a pain. Alright, flip, flop. Yeah, you get to watch this on stream. That's why you tuned in, right? See me to edit OBS. That's what you wanted. Alright. I think that'll do it. We are not in game yet though. So back to the between game screen. I think I got this right. Pretty sure I got this right. Let me check that. We're waiting on somebody. Alright, well. I to get back to it though, I am curious what sort of differences we're gonna see, if anything, out of the team comps. I mean, it's Cursed Hollow, right? So it's about as standard a big map as you can get. And we're coming into it. All right, I'm gonna flip us over to draft. Yes, and I got it right. Okay, so first band coming out on the side of Strange Team Comp. We'll see what they go for. You know, it is a large map. It could be that they want to ban globals. I know Dahaka's been pretty strong. I don't know if you necessarily want to depend on things like that though. Because I mean, if you take globals, if you take the Haka and whatnot, I mean, you're depending on creating pressure elsewhere that's going to pull a member of their team to it, or if they don't, being able to then fight the fight 4.5v5 while that lane gets you wins. And they banned Garrosh. Garrosh is not somebody who gets pressure inside lanes. Garrosh is somebody who wins the fight right there, right now. In your face. Not somebody you would typically see picked on a big old map like Cursed Hollow. Nazebo banned by Boogans, which you know, I've heard that you know, I'm not in the competitive scene anymore, but I've heard that Nazebo's spider build yada yada is incredible. I'm not convinced. I'm just not going to be convinced. Someone will have to show me some pretty significant statistics on that. Naz is just click all my buttons in the general area of the enemy team and hope something happens. A Nubarak banned as well. So Strange Team Comp is definitely trying to choke out tanks on the side of Boogans. And Boogans banned Zeratul. Zeratul is very strong on this map. There's a lot of easy soak and a lot of mobility that you can get advantages on here without too much risk. He can easily soak to 7. You're almost guaranteed to get to the late game, and he's just a monster in such a big jungle late in the game. Jahan is the pickup on the side of Strange Team Comp, which is a third tank. So they've really prioritized tanks, and out comes the Dahaka, which I thought might happen. So now you got to wonder, okay, well, what is the rest of the team going to be? Is it going to be something that you know, they leave all the soak to the Dahaka? Lucio's very much we've got a solid 4-man we want to roll around with. Lots of walls to skate. I mean, personally, it's a good map for him. But also kind of speaks to, we're going to have a cohesive unit. We're going to have a full 4-man getting big heals off. Good sustain in the fights, which buys Dahaka time to find an opportune moment to dig in. It's going to be a Chromie Leoric. I guess the Leoric's there to try and keep up with Dahaka, which, of course, he's got really fast clear. And if he manages waves correctly, he can be there when Dahaka's there. I don't think that there's any real winning the matchup between those two, though. And then Chromie picked for Poke, I suppose. I don't know if she's as... There's lots of chokes. I know that they made it so that you can't just leave Chromie ult up indefinitely anymore. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out from that. Stukov ban and a May ban. Continuing to choke tanks. Continuing to choke tanks. The Stukov ban, I mean, Johanna groups people together. Leoric has a cage. He put a silence under all that. Can definitely create a combo. But also, there's just a lot of zoning. I mean, if you put a Chromie ult down in one choke, and you put a Stukov silence in the other choke, you pretty much can't get anywhere. Tyrael, that is not the tank I was expecting. I mean, they shut out 4 of them. So what were you going to go with? Diablo, etc. The more standard Mirrodin was still up. But Tyrael. Tyrael can definitely get in on Chromie and beat the hell out of her. And it's not like Leoric can really stop that. And it's not like Johanna can really stop. I mean, you can blind the Tyrael, which cuts his damage pretty significantly. But if your Johanna's running backwards to peel the Tyrael, you've got other problems. Falstad Anduin. That is a very flighty team. That's a very flighty team on the side of Strange Team Comp. That's very little CC as well. I think you have a slow from Falstad, a slow from Leoric, a slow from Chromie, and a Tracer to take advantage of the very little amount of CC. I mean, you have an Anduin snare and you have Johanna ult. And that's pretty much all you got as far as hard CC is concerned. Tracer's not going to care about any slows. And I mean, that team on the side of Boogans is fast and mobile. Between a Greymane, Tyrael, Lucio, Tracer, they're going to be jumping in and out quick. They don't have almost any CC at all, though. Speaking of CCs, I mean, they have no hard CC, except for a Dahaka, Tongue, and maybe a Lucio jump. So, that'll be interesting. Let me peg over pages before I forget. Alright, alright. So we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. I have not operated the Observer in a bit, so, you know, bear with me. I think it's Control Z or something like that. That's the only important one. But, I mean, it's going to be an interesting matchup with such little CC on both sides. It's just going to be, the fights are going to be all over the place. They're going to be all over the place.
Prepare yourself for battle,
all right.
heroes.
So, on the side of Strange Team Comp, we have Bricky playing the Johanna, Empress Sienna on Chromie, Jeff, just Jeff, playing Leoric. We've got Dr. Evil, they're so clumped up, Dr. Evil on Anduin, and McKellen on Falstad. On the side of Boogans Forever, we have Bummerknot on the Tyrael, non-champion on the Tracer, Thundercats playing Lucio, and Camp Bellis on the Greymane. And let us not forget Tom Peace in the bot lane as Dahaka. Alright, so we got a little bit of squaring up in the middle. You know, play some patty cake, see what happens. Leoric kind of going around on the flank over here. I don't know if he's just going straight bot. Lucio went ahead and capped Vision. Falstad's rotating the top, or maybe division. Let me show you guys talents. I'm not going to comment on that too much. Sorry. Alright, so Tompies took some damage, and he's going ahead and rotating up to the Falstad. Non-champ rotating bot to the Leoric. Tracer's going to be able to make mincemeat of the Leoric. Just harass him. I mean, she can't clear the wave faster than him, so it's not like she can win-win. Chromie and Lucio are already taking the Bruiser camp on the side of Strange Team Comp. Greymane doing what he does best, killing a siege camp in about 30 seconds flat. And Tom continuing to kind of get, harassed down. He had his tap up still. Alright, Lucio going in, stealing the vision. Making the threat of an invade. Scouts it, doesn't see anything. And then the Bruiser camp gets captured, so they know what's going on now. I'm sure he'll go over and meet Greymane, take their own Bruiser camp. And this is going more or less the way you would expect it to. Strange Team Comp notably not taking their siege camp. So they will be behind on that. They're making a push in middle though. I mean, they've got pressure. It's about to crash into wall. Imperial's here alone. But the camp's been taken, so it's going to crash on wall. This will deal some damage, but by the time objective pops, Boogans will have the advantage. Chromie nuking that tower. It's already down. Gate goes down too. Other towers going down. I mean, that's a full wall. It's going to be hard for Boogans to get the same sort of value out of the other side here. Meanwhile, in bot, this siege camp managed to take a tower. In top, this never got taken, so everything's even, although the wave's stacked in Dahaka's favor. So it looks like with Chromie being able to drop bombs like she's doing, and Johanna the zone, this lane is just going to remain pushed. So one wall already in favor of Strange Team Comp. Levels are about even. 7's coming up. And chat, if any of you know the shortcut to bring up talents in the bottom, just type it in, and I'll pull it up for you. All right, a little bit of exchange. Lucio delaying. Johanna went straight down though. Camp Bella's is a little chunked. Trace was pushing the lane. Everybody's kind of hunting 7 right now, or wanting to hunt 7. Lucio keeping Leoric. I mean, he's gonna get a huge amount of XP right there. I don't know if it'll be enough. Dahaka Z's got to be up. There's 7. So let's see if Strange Team Comp tries to do something with it. They're pushing in now. Tracer's busy back clearing. Camp Bella's. Alright, so 7's pulled on both sides. A 3v3 in bot. No one's really being aggressive, and everyone's just soaking. Light well out. That's a big W. Maybe I don't think that Chromie. Ooh, that's a big Q from Chromie. Chunks Lucio to half health. He had just spent his heal too, or his overdrive, whatever it's called. I mean, Tyrael's not going to. He's going to get better as time goes on, but Tracer comes in quick, tries to find a little bit of something, but blinds and shield pop by Johanna. I mean, shield's down now. That gives you an opportunity. It looks like they're just going to poke and give because Leoric's busy taking siege camp, and Dahaka backed after getting quite a bit of advantage. Chromie Q used to try and hit the Trace, but flashlight from Johanna delays. The Q just missed. There, W comes out. Big bomb on the Chromie, but she does not fall. Got hit by the Greymane Q. Bricky got another D to pop him out there, and that's going to be the cap. So that was a pretty good delay. You've got a siege camp coming now. You've cleared up. You've gained about maybe a third of a level, somewhere between a half and a third of a level from your delay. Good drag by Tompies. Got him under towers. Some decent harass, but W, click W. And he got a siege camp now, but he's digging away. So Falstad can really do some damage up here if this goes unattended. Looks like Lucio's coming up to handle it. Meanwhile, Chromie continuing to siege. Wonder what her siege is at. 30,000 already. And that's mostly structure damage. So this is a favorable spawn for Boogans. 10s are right around the corner, with Strange Team Comp having a slight advantage. A slight advantage. I don't think Boogans is going to have any trouble, though. Oh, but a boss pull. They're giving. It's smart. That's smart. You know, you can't really fight. It's on their side of the map. But Boogans has figured out, hey, they didn't show up. And with the Greymane burn, they might even beat him to the punch. Not quite. Leoric's not trying to mess with it. Good call. Good sniff by Boogans to figure that out. And to boss for boss and get the cap. I mean, structure-wise, Strange Team Comp has had Boogans pushed more. But you're up 2 when it comes to... they're up 2 tributes. Ricky trying to delay the clear here. Meanwhile, on top, you've got just a Leoric, but a full wall. Although, boss obviously going to take the wall. Boogans loses tower, or not tower, but healing fount. That's about it. Fountain's going to go down here, maybe get a little bit of damage on top fort. But you've got a bruiser camp that needs clearing, and the wall is already down here. It's a 3-man clear. This spawn definitely in Strange Team Comp's favor. A big W, Bricky kind of diving in there. Big bullet out of Greymane, getting him low. Tracer comes in, pushing in. You got the Haka digging down. Ult comes out of Anduin. Definitely, and 2 ults burned. Bricky might go down here. Ooh, big heal out of Anduin. Huge Gus. Campbellis goes down. Jumped out of the Tyrael ult, the Sanctification. Thundercats with a W from Falstad on him. Whoo, that was tight on both sides. Lots of ults burned out of both teams. All you've got left are Slowing Sands, Bomb, Cursed Bullet back up now, and High 5. That was well played. Tongue onto Johanna, but Anduin just pulls her out. Non-champ taking a little poke here, getting pretty low. Throws out the bomb onto Johanna shield. Jumping now onto Dr. Evil to Anduin, getting him about half health, but almost puts non-champ in a bad spot. Thundercats gets real low. Chromie dropping bombs in the back. Meanwhile, in bot lane, I was wondering if he was going to really jump on the Leoric. Seemed a little overextended, but no. Mid fort barely hanging on. Bot fort half health. Top fort for Strange Team Comp, a little damage, but other than that, their structures are looking good. This is a neutral spawn here, but the advantage is to Strange Team Comp because they have a wall to fall back to. Let's see how rotations go. Something's going on up top. Tracer kind of diving under a fort there. Looking for a little something. I mean, it would only take this wave to push this over if it goes unanswered, but Tracer's here to clear it. Meanwhile, you got a camp coming out bot side. There's not a lot of people here on the side of Boogans to... that sounds good, Sturge. There's not a lot of people here on the side of Boogans to really defend it, or at least there weren't. Now there are. You got Tracer actually out-rotating the Leoric. Leoric's going to confirm this, I bet. Yeah, he's going to confirm mid. So you kind of got to try to make something happen, but this is such a good stall composition out of Strange Team Comp to prevent the capture of that tribute. And Leoric is not coming down. He's clearing another wave. You got Siege Camp pushed in now. Doing a little bit of damage. Wall's at least down. Big time trap on Lucio causes him to take a chunk, but he's got heal up. Non-champ jumps in, takes a couple of tower shots. Big damage. High 5 used. Great high 5. Prevents the CC from Johanna from connecting. Leoric, I mean, just pushing in, getting that soak. I mean, they're up a level now. And it looks like Boogans has made the call to go deal with him. And Tyrael Lucio are going to try and stall. Let's see if they catch him. He's got the unstoppable, but Tracer's, of course, mobile. I think he's got too much of a health pool. The Greymane's here. He caught him. That's bullet down. Oh, Nice cue to save it from Camp Bellis. He kind of he jumped in and then used his cursed bullet, which popped him back out. Ooh, a nice little move from Bummernot. He might be in trouble now, though. Oof, oof. Leoric Ghost here to slow him. I mean, this is a one-man showdown here. Lucio dropped while we were watching the Leoric, and they gave it their best efforts. Holy ground. Made him a save, and Boogans was able to tit for tat and take top for it. So, I mean, it's a pretty even game. I mean, considering you were down 16, it's not a bad outcome for Boogans. Setting up for boss, though, is strange team comp. 16s are around the corner, but you really can't contest it despite knowing it's happening. I guess they're going to try. 16s are here. They certainly can't rotate to theirs. All right, ult comes down from Chromie. Good zone. Non-champ jumping in. Might get stunned. He's all right. Stasis used by Chromie. Dahaka digging in. Misses the... Oh, and that's a bomb onto Chromie. Chromie's going to fall. Gust, but Sanctification stopping the Gust. That's huge. And Bricky goes down. Leoric is going to go down. Big boss steal from Boogans. That's a massive turn of events right there. That was a great Sanctification to stop the Falstad Gust from winning the objective there. I mean, this is going to be... You got 4 members from Boogans down here pushing with boss. This is Tribute right here. So I wonder if Falstad and Anduin are going to make an attempt to stall him, but Boogans is moving out for it. So they're letting boss run. They're going to start their boss. They're going to take objective, which honestly you should let the objective sit. You don't want to be taking boss while your objective minute is ticking. So what's Strange Team Comp going to do? Obviously they got a clear bot. There's a few waves coming in here, but they have pretty good... I mean, Johanna's got great wave clear. This will help burn down the boss that's now walking down your lane. Now, that's not going to get cursed. Leoric kind of prodding in there, and might... Ooh, he's going to get out. He's got some backup. Oh my gosh, what a tongue. Looking for the Leoric, but finds the Chromie. Tompies kind of got caught by the Leoric ult inside of the Chromie ult as well, though. Managed to burrow and get out of there. A strange exchange. Alright, so you got boss pushing in. This siege camp, though, is holding up the creep wave, which is pretty big deal. Bummer can just jump right in. Yep, there he goes. Johanna's not here. Dr. Evil, oh, big Sanctification to block out the Anduin ult. A bump back. Bricky misses ult. And looks like Boogans is going to try and back out. They got a little deep. A few ults got dropped there, though. Alright, he's going to come back in. This boss is starting to get low. I wonder if they're going to stay afterwards. Dr. Evil getting pretty low. Caught the Tracer, who rewinds out. High five used. Gets her a little bit of health. Camp Bellis burning down the fort in the back. It's going to not fall. So close. Meanwhile, Tom, Peace, and Jeff having it out in bot. Took a bot wall. Took a sizable chunk out of that keep. All right, now they know this is happening. If you're Strange Team Comp, you kind of... they're going to give it. They're not really in position. Tom Peace coming up for the big tongue. Did he take Extendo tongue? He did. He did. Alright, so you denied a camp. You're sitting pretty. It's one trib, though, and things swing back in Strange Team Comp's favor. And they're really not that far behind in level. Maybe a third of a level. You can make that up. And you can stall it out, too. You've got a couple of minutes before the next tribute's going to spawn. Next tribute's on your side of the map. So you kind of want to fight for it. But if it's 2019... there's no harm in just giving it and waiting for the next one. Just find your easy soak, find yourself a fair fight, get off your back foot, and try to, try to reset the tempo here. Non-champ looking for people. Bricky and Jeff hanging out in the jungle. They're pushing up now, and they should. They've got 20 coming. I wonder if Boogans is going to push up with this Bruiser camp. They're not. They're going to clear bot, I suppose. So they're giving them... so that's free 20. Strange Team Cop gets the 20 they want. And as far as cata pressure is concerned, mid's even. No keeps are down. And yeah, you've got, you know, 1 every 3 waves, top and bot in favor of Boogans, but that's not massive. That's not, guys, we can't go out and fight for an objective or a creep wave's gonna, you know, push core. So this fight's gonna mean a lot. Vision is currently in Boogans' control. Falstad starting siege camp. Ricky pushing into Vision. Getting pushed right back out. Alright, Ricky taking Vision. Dahaka's in bot. I'm sure Dig is up. Everybody's about full health. Playing a little, Ricky pushing in, taking a lot. See, this is good when you're able to zone up into this like this. You're buying your team a lot of room. That's huge. Alright. Ooh, the Entomb comes down on the Tyrael. Big gust out, keeping Leor or Lucio out. Tyrael goes down, suiciding into the enemy team, gets some value. Falstad drops to the Dahaka dig. You've got Jeff and Campbella's going at it. Non-champ kind of low after diving in. Ooh, 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 so many deaths. Non-champ goes down, 2v2 left. And it's Bruiser Healer, Bruiser Healer. The sustain fight is on, but meanwhile in bot lane, that siege camp getting massive value. Dr. Evil cannot keep them off of him. Leoric doesn't have the damage or the CC. Lucio just being able to out-damage and drop the Anduin. So that's going to go to Boogans. And it doesn't, but the thing is, what can you really do with this? You can probably snipe this keep. But other than that, you really can't do much. And that siege camp got massive value during that fight. It was such a long fight. That was like a 45-second fight.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Their siege camp takes a fort. That sort of evens things out. So, it's likely going to be a boss, but their boss is up too. If you go for your boss, you're hoping that you have time to take this and then drop down and contest theirs. And considering Strange Team Comp isn't going for their boss, looks like that's probably going to pay out. Chromie just scouted it, so they know. So right now the call has got to be, we either go to contest it or we go to our boss. Oh, and Jeff just disconnected. All right. All right. I don't know if I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to pan away. I don't know what the rules are. I'm just going to talk about the game. I think I'm supposed to pan away, right? Because then they could go and see it, but they could do that anyway because... I don't know. They shouldn't be able to see anything now. Alright, they're coming back. They're coming back. They're coming back. One sec. Alright. So top boss going down. Pretty quick now. Tracer clearing mid. Bot boss just started. You've got Tribute right here beside bot boss. All of Boogans collapsing now. I think Strange Team Comp's gonna have time to clear this. Lucio trying to get there. Big Entomb to keep the Dahaka out. But that's a lot of ults used just to secure boss. Ooh, big ult out from Tyrael. Dragging the Johanna in, just gets completely blown up. Tyrael zooming back in. Jeff trying to step up into the tank position. Gonna fall. Bummer not low. Campbella's low. The rest of Strange Team Comp fleeing though. Thundercat's deep in there. And Thundercats got chunked, like... got chunked big time by Chromie right before that Sanctification fell. I mean, that was... it looked so juicy, and I know Strange Team Comp was thinking, now's the time. Look at that Lucio, he's almost dead. But it was not to be, and they're going for the end. They've got a boss on core. Chromie getting pushed out by non-champ. And I think this has just got to be game. There's not enough people left from Strange Team Comp to delay this any further. And that's going to be game one in favor of Boogans. It's a good game. It was a good game. Things got a little out of control. Um, Once that first tribute boss and the boss steal. I mean, the boss stealing bot is really, really what took it. Really what took it. Let's let's jump over to this. We got so many overlays. All right. So let's take a look at all this, right? So, I mean, you've got the highest damage is Chromie. I mean, 63,000, and she was pumping it out. She was pumping it out, but just because you pump out damage doesn't mean you're gonna secure kills. And between the sanctification and the and really just the amount of interruption with Tracer jumping into the back line and harassing the Chromie and the Falstad, and the Tyrael being able to jump in and out with a Greymane, just eating away at whoever's up front. It was very hard to claim kills that if you didn't get the instant blow up. But I mean, that game really could have gone. That game could have gone so differently if you don't get that boss steal. I mean, the sanctifications were on point. It was two huge wins that came due to the sanctifications. I gotta say, great Tyrael. They tried to. Strange Team Comp tried to tank choke Bummernot, and he pulled out the Tyrael, and they managed to make it work. Well done to them. Well done to them. Alright, looks like we're going to Shrines next. And let me jump back to a between. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so whose choice was Shrines? Boogan chose Shrines. And please forgive my custom pick band screen here. We're working with what we got. So I'm curious. I'm curious what kind of differences we'll see in Shrines. I mean, you wouldn't expect back-to-back Tyrael games, although Shrines is a pretty good Tyrael map. I wonder if Strange Team Comp is going to try and tank choke again. I mean, they banned the Garrosh, and this is a phenomenal Garrosh map. So if you're scared of the Garrosh on Cursed Hollow, you're definitely scared of the Garrosh on Infernal Shrines. No doubt about that. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that ban again, unless they just have an entirely different approach they're planning on this time around. There was a lot of emphasis on globals in the last map. I don't think you'll see that this time around. Not that Dahaka's bad here, and not that Falstad's flight doesn't get value, but really you just need a double soaker to be able to keep up with it, and there's not as much necessity because the distance just isn't as much. I mean, if you just control your lanes and line them up correctly for when objectives are popping, there's not as much necessity there. So if you're not emphasizing that, yeah. And neither team drafted CC or put an emphasis on drafting CC last game. And, it's hard to say that you should have had it if you're Strange Team Comp because, I mean, Tyrael's, going to cancel it out anyway. I mean, the CC's not going to help you there. But perhaps it would have made for easier picks in the mid game, and I think with the rotations being what they are on this map, there's a lot more mid game scrapping, rotation scrapping, spars over little camps here and there, especially bot impaler camp. It's always good to see a little invade too on the near side impaler camps, and And a little a main kit CC certainly helps to secure some things there. One thing we really didn't talk about that much was wave clear last last match, and I think that was something that Boogans was struggling with. I mean, you had Tracer getting pushed in by Leoric and quite a bit in the mid game there, and it was doing some attritional damage over time. So on this map, especially with having to clear the objective, it's going to be a lot more important to be able to get those camps cleared, get those waves cleared, and get to the objective. Now, of course, you don't have to use traditional. What's the word? What's the expression? Traditional nomenclature, knowledge, whatever. You can go for a straight kill comp. I mean, you can go for just a straight pick comp, and as long as you can win those fights, then it doesn't matter, and you've got all the time in the world to go ahead and auto every single little skeleton down, every little minion. But, you know, it's a fun map. It's a very traditional map. I think Shrine sees more play than any other map in NGS. And I mean, John Cena's he's a badass. It's a hell of an objective. And it's a hell of a fighting pit, too. I think the only fighting pit I like more... I'm ready. The only fighting pit I like more is the No Man's Land around Eternal Battlefield, or Battlefield of Eternity. That big old open area, or choked up area, but I like that. This is second, though, and these are good battlefields. So, getting into the game now. And we will see what we got. Somebody just messaged me on Discord. If that's someone in chat, I see what you're saying over there. I appreciate you. I'll figure out what my, I'm just Mudge in NGS if you're in that Discord. I don't know what the numbers are. Alright, so first pick, or first ban, over to Strange Team Comp. Let's see if it's that Garrosh again. Like I said, if you're scared of Garrosh on Curse, you're definitely scared on Shrines. So what's it going to be? It's a Nubarak. They banned him second. I mean, a Nubarak, if you can pull him off, he's crazy deadly. I mean, he is. And the double stuns are something to behold, but his cooldowns are long, and without those cooldowns, I mean, he falls quick. So the ban the Leoric, that makes sense. He's got great Shrine Clear. He's got great double soak potential. And he was really bullying people in the lanes. I mean, he was winning the lanes. Whether he was up against a Haka or up against Tracer, the waves were always pushed in his favor. And there's the Garrosh ban. I just did it in the opposite order. Maybe to just mess with him. Play a little head games. And there's the Nazebo ban. Alright. I guess Nazebo is scary. So what's first pick? What do you prioritize here? I think they picked Johanna first last game. Just to continue the tank choke. Which they're doing again. Which, it's easy to fall into the Junkrat. I like the Junkrat pick. Junkrat has a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. The disruption is just unparalleled. I mean, and there's so many little bushes, so many places to hide traps, and the range is the length on the lanes is not very high. So you get a good displacement, and somebody's in no man's land real quick. Not to mention being able to poke over the walls. Thundercats taking the Anduin from Strange Team Comp this time. And Tychus being picked by Camp Bellas instead of the Greymane. The Anduin may be an answer to the Junkrat because you get displaced, Anduin can just yoink you right back out. And there's the Zeratul, which is who got banned instead of the Leoric last game. So Michaelan must be a badass Zeratul to show it before the next ban round. They must have been excited that he got through. And the Johanna is great clear on shrines, just solid. Stukov banned. They banned that last match. And I think Stukov is probably the most impactful healer. I might get some flack for that. I'm mostly a tank player, but when Stukov manages to land, I mean he's complicated as hell, and you're working on so many different timings. I can't do it, but when you're able to line up all those pustules and get everything spread just the way you want it, and get that pitch, pop, and then throw down the silence, I mean, you can straight up, he can win team fights by himself, and not many healers can claim that.
It is time.
Azul. All right. I haven't seen Azul in a while, but I like it here. I like it here. I mean, he's going to, with the Leoric band, there's almost nobody can keep up with Azul when it comes to clearing waves and double soaking. And a variant. Assuming that's a taunt variant, and all signs point to taunt variant. They could just be trying to build a badass 4-man. They're just going to shove one lane. They're going to let Zul do his thing, and they're going to say, answer us, or lose a fort. Which is, that might work. I mean, Zeratul, I guess, is your soaker till 7? Oh my gosh, a murky. Well then. Oh, whoops. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm terrible about that. I am. Yep. My bad, guys. My bad. Should be fixed now. So, a Brightwing Murky to finish it off.
This realm needs me.
And a Li Ming pick to round it out for Boogans. Which is probably a direct answer to the Murky, because you figure you pick up easy Murky kills in the melee, in the Pele, quick resets, and there's a lot of reason that could happen. I mean, there's only so many places you can stand. I don't know how the Murky Zul matchup works, though. I am not sure how that's going to go down. I don't know if he can keep up. I mean, he's got Zeratul to help him out. But that does kind of mean that if Boogans decides to just pick a lane and jump straight down that lane and force it, right? It's going to be hard to defend with just a Junkrat Brightwing Johanna. I mean, the Junkrat has, if you're pushed up on a gate and Junkrat is in the game, there's some fear you're going to get hopped over the gate. But you've got the Anduin to bail you out. So you can just 4-man push and force. However, is Zul safe if he's 2v1ing a Murky Zeratul? I don't know. Maybe. I can't see Zeratul doing a whole lot, though, to prevent, he's not great in a 4-on-4 one-lane matchup. I mean, he's got some fantastic late game potential, obviously. So, on the side of Boogans, you've got Non-Champion on Li Ming, Camp Bellas on the Tychus, Tom Peace on Zul, Thundercats on Anduin, and Bummerknot on the Varian. And on the side of Strange Team Comp, you've got Michaelan on Zeratul, Bricky on the Johanna, Jeff playing Murky, Impresena on Junkrat, and Dr. Evil playing Brightwing. Alright, time to get the taps in mid. Murky went ahead and went top. Makes Plenty of sense. Zeratul going ahead and going bot. And you've got 5 still in mid. Little connection from non-champ to Bricky there. Clear and wave. It's going to be a quick clear. So initial wave advantage going to Boogans, and the rotations begin. Ooh, minion wave ate that Ming orb. McCallum would have got chunked there. And of course, you know, Boogans has to wait till 4 before Varian really is a threat. And ooh, they almost catch. They do catch. He's gonna die. Oh my gosh, how did he live? How did he live? That Zeratul was dead to rights. Alright. So I think they're pushing in now. Boogans pushing in, making a very aggressive rotation. Caught by a Junkrat trap. Johanna in the mid manages to sniff it out. I mean, Strange Team Comp will be fine. But I think Strange Team Comp struggling to find their rotation here. You got Zeratul floating middle. Meanwhile, Boogans is taking the bot camp. Strange Team Comp's going to take that opportunity to take their side camp, which does make it fairly safe. But of course, you gave the neutral camp to take your own. It's a free take for Boogans on the other side. Free clear bot. I mean, that works fine. Zeratul floating in. I mean, they've hurt Tompiece. He's already tapped. He's at half health. So the Murky Zeratul combination is dangerous. And Jeff playing around in all 4 of these guys. Gonna bubble out. Bricky just trying to delay things. XP being missed in bot for Boogans. They're just getting tied up fighting with Strange Team Comp. And that's not an insignificant amount of experience. Ooh. Meanwhile, in top, kind of froze out there. I mean, you're seeing the harass on Tompiece, though. I mean, this is tough on him. He's not died yet, so good on him. But a little bit of pressure. I mean, that Impaler camp, getting some value mid. Zeratul and Murky are hunting the Zool, keeping him down. God, I gotta change overlays again. Can't stand it. I need to buy a second monitor. Alright. So, lining up for first objective. It's up top, but Boogans is looking for the fight. They're looking for the fight hard. Bummer Knight diving in, gets polymorphed, taking shots. Campbellis jumped over Anduin, gets the pull, but it's not enough. The towers gun down the Tychus, and that's the danger of the Junkrat, right? I mean, you want to dive in like that. You don't have a creep wave. So that's tough. I'm wondering why they wanted that. Oh my gosh, they picked it up. They managed to find a kill on the rotations. I mean, they just kept hanging out bot until Strange Team Comp rotated to objective. I think they're trying to just keep them bot, right? Because you want Zool to fight Murky mano-y-mano for objective. That's what you want. But Murky rotating away. Tompiece still up here. It's 12-0 objective. XP's roughly even. Everybody's up. Brightwing's blinked back in. You've got Zeratul in bot. And it looks like Strange Team Comp's made the call to just give it. So Zeratul's pushing in. And what kind of Punisher do we have? Shouldn't I be able to tell somehow? Is it the color of the shard? Is that Infernal? I don't know. Alright. So this is big. Jump in. We've got a Junkrat Mon. Gets him out. Dr. Evil taking a ton of damage. He's going to go down. Zeratul able to blink out there. But they were deep. I mean, they were deep pushing for it. They knew that Boogans was gone. And Tompiece able to, you know, clean up the shrine with Cleaves. And it looks like Strange Team Comp is going to. That's crazy. This Murky pulled him down in the lane. Strange Team Comp now rotating up. Zeratul left in bot to kind of try and fend this off. I mean, you only have, and he took Warp Hole or Wormhole. You only had Zool up there to push with it. But it's first Punisher, so you don't expect to get much more than a wall. Anything after that's a bonus. Murky proxying a little bit, gets blown up by the Ming though. I think that gives him a free trip back to top. Where's his egg? Oh, there it is. Alright, Brightwing porting down. It looks like maybe this is going to fall. No. They don't quite get the fountain. They get some solid damage, get the wall. Bot's pretty much evened out. Top is definitely in favor of Boogans. Mid in favor of Strange Team Comp. Did he go a fishy deal? He did. So we got some bribes on Murky's side. And I'm sure that will, he's waiting for the opportune moment. But he's getting good stacks. He's getting good stacks. We got Bummerknot waiting in a bush. Might get sniffed out by Junkrat. Jumps in on Bricky. Uses the taunt. Big blow up from Ming. And Jeff has disconnected again. Alright, I'm going to be quicker this time. I don't know. It wasn't gone long last time, but I think I'm supposed to flip it over, so I'm going to flip it over. Alright, so I think it looks like we're about to be, we're already back in. Alright, let me jump back. Alright. So you got Boogans pulling out. Strange Team Comps managed to stay ahead in XP throughout all this, which is kind of surprising. Kind of surprising, all things considered. Alright, Bummerknot jumping back in, getting a little bit of damage on Bricky. Non-champion just sort of poking around. I mean, this is... Z comes out from Brightwing. Murky was looking for the bribe, but Thundercats and Campbella's already here, took it. That's a huge wave crashing into top 4. That's going to be a lot of stacks. Meanwhile, you've got a 4v2 coming in, trying to kill Bummerknot. Gets gunned down by the Ming magic missile. Absolutely obliterated Junkrat's ult. That was impressive. Now you've got the flank coming in from Tom Piece. And the Unstoppable used on Junkrat manages to get him out, but McKalen has already blinked, and he's going to go down. Bummerknot very low, but the ult from Anduin going to secure a second kill onto the Johanna. And what was looking very promising, maybe some kills for Strange Team Comp, that flank, that drop from the Zool, managed to turn everything around, and Bummerknot jumps back in, gets the taunt off, might be too deep, but the pull from Anduin is going to save him. Wow. Wow. That and obviously the shield wall. Ult comes out from Campbella's. Gonna siege down this fort. That's gonna create some good pressure for this next objective phase. But still, looking at XP, despite all the kills that just happened, Strange Team Comp is still ahead. That can only mean that Murky is getting, you know, some great XP value here. Murky death. Taunt went down, killed a Murky, but they've sniffed it out. They're looking to get in, blink in from Zeratul. Ult coming out, looking at the Tychus, I believe, but Tychus is going to be fine. Bricky kind of pushed in. Varium was trapped, sort of in the way. We've still got Light Bomb out. Skeletal Mages have come back up. Falling Sword for Johanna still up. March of the Murlocs. Ooh, taunt onto Bricky. Uses the D, pops it. McKalen throws down the VP. Non-champ, half health. They're looking at the Tychus. March of the Murlocs, but just pulled right out by the Anduin. Bummerknot's eating a few. Tompi's coming in, dropping Ghost. He's in a bad way. The Polymorph, big ult comes out from Anduin, trying to get him a shield, but the ult from Johanna comes and secures that kill. Might claim Bummerknot as well. People from Boogans are very, very low. Junkrat trying to find somebody, anybody. Zeratul jumping in, looking for a kill. Whew, it's just going to be Zool, but it's also going to be mid-fort, which is huge if you can also get objective here. And Jeff has DC'd yet again. I'm just going to have to trust. I mean, these DCs aren't lasting more than a minute. I'm not going to jump back and forth. I don't think they're trying to stream snipe and figure out where people are on my screen based on the minimap. All right. Jeff is back. They're at 18 on objective right now. Soon to be more. The mid fort has not fallen yet. Zeratul went bottom. So mid fort's still up with Boogans rolling back in. Pushing into Bricky, whose D is already down. Taunt comes out. Big nuke coming out, but the Z from Brightwing gonna be enough to save him. 34 though. Objective has almost fallen over to the side of Strange Team Comp. And we're gonna get a chance to see. Oh, they're saving it. They're saving it. Zeratul and Bot is full invis right now. Like the actual full invis. Ooh, is looking for something on non-champ. Doesn't quite find it. And you know, you do always hear that Zeratul does well into Ming. But the Ming was picked after the Zeratul, presumably to counter the Murky. So, interesting little triangle going on there. Zul, in the meantime, able to claim top. He's going to give his life for it. I don't see any other way around that. Strange Team Comp goes ahead, pulls the trigger, which probably was not the right call. I mean, you want your whole team there, right? And Zul's creating a lot of space for them to go ahead and get burn going down on the Punisher. Now, they may have been pressuring it at the same time. Taunt goes down onto Zeratul. There's Light Bomb. Throws the VP out. That's going to be death for Zeratul. So 1-for-1, John Cena jumping on non-champ and everybody. Bummerknock kind of still out here in no man's land, but without Murky, you know, Murky's not here, so it's a 3v4, so there's not a lot of danger. You've just got a Junkrat for DPS. Frozen Punisher leaps, barely makes it over the wall. And with Cant Bella's ult coming out, I think that's going to be the end of that. Varian getting a little low, but has tap. So, I mean, ultimately with that Punisher, all you managed to do was get the last sliver on fort and a tower and a gate at keep wall. Jeff managing to use that fishy bribe. I missed it, but to deny the bruiser camp there. So Strange Team Comp. Oh, Johanna's kind of. They're looking for blood. Boogans is coming down. Bricky, you're out of position, man. Who are they going to go for? Do they know it? They're here. Oh, and Bummerknock comes in, manages to contest it. Johanna ulting in. Zeratul deep in the back, trying to look for something. I don't think he expected Bricky to jump out like that. They secure the camp, but Zeratul goes down. That root from Anduin is tough on the Zeratul. I don't know, they're just going to clear the camp. They can take their Impaler camp. I mean, Jeff is, I mean, he's getting, I suppose Murky's kind of winning these rotates. I mean, objectively, from XP, it's kind of hard to tell because you don't know who showed up for objective and who stayed and soaked. But generally speaking, it seems like the push is more often than not on the half of the map for of Boogans. And Jeff's kind of caught out here, but it's just Murky. It doesn't matter, right? So what will Boogans do now? Looks like they're going to siege up. Thor comes out for, oh, but he gets hopped on. That 25 armor really show. Ooh, a huge VP! This has got to be what they've been waiting for the whole time. They finally get it. Thundercats gets his ult out, but everybody's getting chunked low. They haven't found a way to finish a kill. Zul goes down. Bummerknock about to go down. Camp Bella's going down. Thundercats getting cleaned up. Will non-champ get picked up as well? You got Zeratul coming in on the flank. Ooh, not quite. But man, a 4-for-1 trade. I wasn't sure for a moment if they were going to be able to finish it off, but that was a huge VP. They picked up a huge wombo. Let's see what they do with it. Proxy in a wave. They want to take this. I don't know if they've got the health for it. I guess they do. Zeratul's just gonna take a lot. Woo! That was close. Alright, picked up a fort there. Shrine's up in 10 seconds. That's not a ton of time, but it does give you a head start. But Zeratul's gonna have to back. And there's big push, there's pressure in top. Jeff has DC'd again. Alright, so let's see what they get with their head start. We're at 4. 10. Brightwing's here. Managed to Z in. That filled McKalen up. That's good. But here comes Boogans. But do they want to take the fight without their 20s? I mean, probably not, right? I mean, that just seems like a throw. Zul's already breaking off. But there's nowhere for him to go soak. All your lanes are so pushed up. So it's Arcane. So it's not the worst it could be. You're about a half a level from 20, though, so this fight over keeps gonna happen before you get a chance. Great egg placement. Before you get a chance. Going ahead, Odin it up, trying to get some damage down. They gotta bait this jump, though. They're trying to bait the jump. Ooh, Zeratul jumping in, jumping back out. I think he was just looking for the VP. That was a good look. That was a good look. Punisher still has jump up. I think Cambelis wants to come in and auto. Alright, eating a trap, and the pull comes out. There's the VP. March of the Murlocs on top of it. Johanna 20 ult coming out. Thundercat's getting very low. Tried to get off a ult, but it's not going to work. And I think McKalen got non-champ's number there. Cambelis going down. They've got to keep behind him still. But it's just Tompies and Bummernot left to defend. And, man, I mean, the VP was on the targets you needed it to be on. And now you see with the 20s exactly what they were looking for. I mean, with that Johanna upgrade, that ult gets so good at 20. Look at the cooldown reduction on that. That's 3 ults since the VP went off. All right, so we're going to a game 3, folks. We're going to a game 3. Strange team comp showing. I mean, it took a bit. It took a bit for them to get rolling. But once they got it down, it looked good. It looked good. It was clean. It was clean. I like that. Not a traditional wombo either. I mean, most of the time, when you're going for a big VP or something like that, you want to really make it more, or shouldn't say you want to do anything, but traditionally speaking, you're looking for more of a, I don't know, like a big Krakatoa moment on the back end, just a huge nuke. And the combo on the back end of the VP was really pretty slow, because it was set up by a March and set up by, I mean, a Junkrat explosion. I mean, that's big in-your-face burst. But the March and the Johanna ult is just sort of, it's not instantaneous. It's not instantaneous. But it was very interesting to see. And, I mean, you got a 6,000 different XP differential between Murky and Zul. So, I think, having the Zeratul pressure early on the Zul, with the Murky in addition, really sort of put him on a back foot and made it difficult to find his, well, to get his rotations down. I mean, it was never safe, right? And if you're Zul, it's not like you can fight Murky. You have nothing. As soon as you put your root on him, all he's got to do is bubble away. And you don't have any burst to really kill the Murky either. For anybody who's curious, it's a full trap build out of Junkrat. And I mean, Tychus was getting in some good damage, but they were so scared. Boogans was so scared of the jump at the end there that I think they just sort of, they kept looking for the right moment, and they never did find it. And then Varian ended up in a trap and getting hopped on, and I mean, he lived at full health, but it set up for Zeratul to sneak in the back and get off a VP. I mean, it was a very good engage by by Strange Team Comp. It's very easy to just engage on the guy that the Punisher jumped on, but they went around it. They used it as, well, as a distraction more than anything. That was it. That was solid. That was solid. All right. So game 3. It's going to be on Towers of Doom. All right. Strange Team Comp chose this one. So let's find it. What did I call it? There. All right. I like a Towers game to finish things off. This is going to be interesting. These games go long. They're so swingy. I love to see it. And once again, you're gonna have to change up your strategy here. I mean, maybe not as much as the last game. But there's a definite guarantee that the game's gonna go late. I don't think I'm supposed to show this screen, am I? No, I'm not. I'm good. There's almost a definite that it's gonna go late here. But you can still run the same double soak style 4-man. I mean, on this map, it's even more a given that you're going to do that. And that was really interesting going with the Murky pick with the Zeratul pressure for the Zool. I mean, really, that was pretty clever. I don't know if that was their intent or if they were just happy to have the Zeratul, but that was clever. And it worked out, man. They applied such uneven pressure. And I'm not gonna lie, I was after Strange Team Comp didn't get a lot done with that first Punisher they won in mid. I thought, man, that was their chance. And they got too busy chasing a Zool kill, and kind of tossed it away. But they had such a level advantage. And what was it that caused them to have such great pressure, such a head start into that last objective? Oh, it was the big VP. It was the big VP wipe. They finally managed to get a big VP wipe. And once they set up that first Wombo, that gave them the advantage on that last objective. And then that last objective, I mean, it's scary. You're trying not to clump for the VP. You're trying not to get hopped on by the Punisher. And you're trying not to give Johanna an opening to jump in with an ult. Obviously, you're trying to save that for the VP, but it doesn't always work out that way. But we'll see how teams change it up. I mean, Zeratul's almost even more of a sure thing here, because you're getting to 20. I guess if Nazebo's good, then this is definitely a map where Nazebo's going to get that 20 spike. He's going to get that 20 spike. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I'm going to grab myself another drink. I will be right back. don't know how to set up the whole vote in chat thing. I don't know what the commands or any of that is. But from what I can tell, it looks like we have mostly Strange Team Comp fans in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and change this up real quick. Oops. All right. And we want giraffe screen, and we're good. Didn't screw it up this time. Okay, so we're in Game 3, Towers of Doom, grand finale of what's really been some great back and forth games. I mean, Boogans was in a commanding position for really the first 2/3 of that last game. First ban's Leoric again. Which, I mean, double soak map makes sense. Nubarak, first ban, again. Coming out of Strange Team Comp. Zeratul being banned. I can get behind that. I would be wanting to do the same thing. Those VPs, I mean, it's just tough, right? He can blink. He's invisible. He can blink from half a screen away, and then a VP's instant. So that's tough. It's a tough thing to say, hey, let's just not let that happen. Is it going to be the Garrosh? It is. It is. So, alright, so you ban Leoric. You have first pick. Obviously, double soak is a priority here. What are you taking? This is Boogans' first pick of the series. I mean, there's the Nazebo. We get to see it. I'm curious. I'm very curious. Is this truly the promised land? Is it time for Nazebo mains to rise up? See, I was always a Toad build guy, so I don't know about this whole spider business. Bricky takes the Varian, and they go with the Chromie. It's another channel objective. The Chromie, I mean, dealt lots and lots of damage in Game 1 on Cursed, so... And there's such safe places to poke from. I like it. Dahaka Stitches, man. Okay. So that's a lot of drags and displacements from the front line of Boogans. With a Nazebo on the back end. I mean, how does that work? What's the follow-up? I guess if you displace somebody, it should be easy to hit a zombie wall. You play it like a Lunara? I don't know. Okay, Junkrat banned from the side of Strange Team Comp. And the final ban coming out of Boogans. I bet it's going to be a healer. They stole the Anduin in one game. Oh, they banned the Murky. Alright. Alright. Jeff, hats off, man. You made somebody ban Murky. Good job, man. So, now what? What's your 3-4? How are you gonna round out Varian Chromie? I mean, that's pretty, just, you know, lock and pop them. Greymane Brightwing. Alright. Alright. I mean, that is taunt, polymorph, Chromie blow him up, Cursed Bullet, Greymane hops on him. Doesn't matter who you are, you're dead. Does not matter who you are dead. I've tanked against teams like that before. The only thing worse is a Stukov instead of a Brightwing. And your job as the tank is just to die. That's just what's going to happen. You're just going to die a lot. The Medivh pick, and they take the Stukov. That's huge. I mean, that's a great 4-5 counter to what I just said. Protect the man that's getting engaged on. Drop a Stukov silence under his feet. Completely turn around the engage. Now, I will say that's wonderful for defense. Who are you going to kill?
I hear and obey.
Your only damage is Nazebo. I mean, Medivh does damage, but he's not going to burst anybody down all of a sudden. You're never going to die and be like, whoa, my 2k health is just gone. What happened? Medivh is going to Q you, and 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 then you die. But we'll see. I mean, it could be one of those instances where Boogans has enough control over their damage that, you know, each team member just has to chalk up 20%, and you find yourself a kill. All right, let's not forget overlays. Loading screens. That's how you know. That's how you know to switch. All right. Towers of Doom, Game 3. Coming in. Of a very aggressive team coming out of Strange Team Comp. And you have a very a very defensive team coming out of Boogans. I'm curious to see where this goes. And it's going to be a long one. So, for the side of Strange Team Comp, you've got Jeff playing Samuro, McKalen playing Greymane, Bricky on Varian, Dr. Evil on the Brightwing, and Empress Sena on the Chromie. For the side of Boogans, we've got Tom Peace on the Dahaka, Thundercats on Stukov, Camp Bellis on the Nazebo, Bummernot playing Roadhog, and we have Non-Champ on the Medivh. I'm curious to see Non-Champ's Medivh. I really am. I was waiting for Non-Champ to bring out the Deathwing. Alright. First hook down. A little bit of jumping back and forth. Samuro's top clearing. So, Non-Champ eats a Q from Chromie there. God, those Stukov heals are big. Big and fat. Thundercat's just sitting out here. I've noticed Thundercats is a very aggressive healer. Stands way up there. Using the portals to rotate. Like to see it. Hook comes out onto Bricky. It's just some poke. Got Brightwing soaking mid for the side of Strange Team Comp. Dahaka catching top. Jeff rotating down. But Boogans is here. Not that Samuro's ever really in danger. And it is Spider build, and it is Patchwork creation, and it's Portal Mastery, which I think is a must. We've got an invade onto Strange Team Comp's camp here. Samuro's rotating down. Dahaka's digging in, though, so this is a 5v5. Samuro's actually going to back out and give it. Bricky, you know, your Varian's not level 4 yet. That's very smart of Boogans to recognize that and take advantage of it. Hook comes out on the Bricky. He's getting a little low. Silence and Nazcamp comes down. But see, that's just one of those things, like, you don't have a lot of damage. That was a great chain of CC, but you don't have a lot of damage. Great rotate through the portal, though, to come straight up into their camp. They managed to grab the tower and the sidewall with the invaded camp. So it's looking great for Boogans so far. Chromie has scouted it. She's a little ahead. Ooh, manages to dodge a hook. And McKalen popped the W. Greymane going a little ham here. A little bit of a portal just to throw people in and out. Do some confusion. McKalen's still stacking those W's. Silence coming out. The protection comes out onto Stitches. Hook onto Dr. Evil. Brightwing a little deep. Pops his D. Thundercat's going in, getting a smack off of that big-ass Stukov arm. Dr. Evil's chunked. And looks like the overall exchange is going to go in favor of Boogans here. And they didn't quite walk one in. Taunt comes out onto Stitches. Protect goes down. McKalen jumps into the back onto Thundercats. Bummernot kind of low. Ooh, Portals tried to do a little misdirection. Didn't quite work out, though. And Tompies digs down, but it was a little too late. And that's going to actually give the channel over to Jeff. Dr. Evil coming in. Doesn't quite get the interrupt, though. So it's 1-1. Tompies coming in to, you know, sort of try to stall over here. I don't think he can stop it, though. No. And Boogans is here, but this isn't really where you want to be fighting. Meanwhile, in bot lane, the siege is just set up between Sana and McKalen, just poking down the wall. They managed to get a tower and almost a gate, and they've taken structural advantage here, which is more important than on most maps who's got advantage on wall, because, you know, that's the difference between sappers walking straight into an open fort and getting blown up on towers. Oh, I thought that was going to grab the Brightwing. I didn't quite see the Archer minion there. All right, strange team comp going in on their camp. Boogans invading again. Bavarian's level 4 now. Silence and Polymorph is down. Jeff is here. Dahaka digging in. Bummernot's on top of it. And they're going to claim the camp. But in the meantime, Samoro's going to drop. Camp Bellis is crazy low. Camp Bellis drops. McKalen is just in the back line, dealing death. 2 sappers walk in. This sapper is completely bugged out. I don't know what's going on there. Small indie company. Sana very low, though. I mean, that's a 1-1 trade. Jeff logs back into the game. And logs back out of the game. I mean, that was a scrappy fight. Greymane got in deep on the back line and almost found 2 kills. But I think there was so much emphasis on capping the point on the side of Boogans, it caused them to kind of get stretched. Bricky's got in deep here. 4 or 5 people, Brightwing porting in. All right. They're split awkwardly. Bricky's half health. Dives in on the Stitches. Getting poked down to a quarter health now. Naz getting protected, having to jump out, got chunked. Dahaka digging down. Bricky's still low health. That just misses. McKalen's getting crazy damage out on the Bummernot. I think he's going to drop here. Jeff trying to finish the kill. McKalen's moved on to Thundercat. Stitches falls. Tompies deep in the backline, dragging the Chromie in. Empress going to try and walk out. Thundercats too deep, getting targeted, going down. Tompies drops. I'm really feeling the lack of damage on the side of Boogans. I mean, they're getting in great positions, but just look at this. Their highest damage is 12k out of Naz, and you got 2 over 20k for the side of Strange Team Comp. I mean, they're finding good positions. They just don't have the follow through. And maybe they'll scale up. I mean, this game's going to go long. 10s will certainly help. It can only bring you damage. It's a gorge coming out from Stitches, though. And it's ley line. And it's the silence for Dahaka. We've got Blade Storm, Slowing Sands, Cursed Bullet. And that's not Blink Heal, is it? No, it is Blink Heal. Okay, okay. Alright, we're looking for another invade here. Jeff's already here. Dahaka's on his way down, but it's actually clearing mid. Boogans gets a hook, gorge, portal, kidnap. Here it is. Can it kill the protected variant? I don't think so. Brightwing Zing in. They might be in a bad way now. They're too deep. The Protect comes out. Ooh, what a save by Medivh. 2 different ways. Tompies is here with the drag now for the second kidnap. And I think Bricky's going to fall this time? Bricky falls this time. Man. What an amount of effort out of both sides to find 1 kill. I mean, well done, though. Well done. I mean, Medivh protected the Naz. That Naz probably took 3k overkill damage, blew up, chunked everybody around the Naz, and then leylined him. That was some choice play there, non-champ. Got to give it to you. And the Dahaka dig to come down with the follow-up off of the ley line. I mean, that was pretty beautiful. That was pretty beautiful right there. Contagion's still up for Dahaka. Gorge back up. All ults up on the side of Strange Team Comp. They don't really have an ult, though, with a cooldown. God. Alright. So that camp's just going to get cleaned up. 13's here a little ahead for Strange Team Comp. I can't really tell which way this double soak is going. It seems like Samuro's always ahead in rotations, but Dahaka can always just dig in, so. Ooh! The kidnap coming out onto the Grey Mane. Oh, but he gets spit out, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I see, you know, now what the Nazebo is for in all this. Set up a nice little cage to spit the kidnap target out into. And Naz should just be able to ult, right? And siege this, but I guess not. They don't really have a sustained DPS to, alright, well there's the ult. And the Humonganoid's down. I ain't cleared a wave. Oh, what just happened? Why didn't that work? Did he get time trapped or something? Alright. In any case, Tompy's getting a tongue down on Jeff. Interrupting this channel. Stukov back capping for Boogans. And it looks like... I like this call. Ooh, another great ult out of non-champ. Buys him some time, but I think this still falls. There's nothing you can do about it. That's huge. That's so worth 4 points. Ooh, but another kidnap. My God. But there's no one else here. He can protect and just walk out, right? Silence. Root. Dahaka digs in, gets a tongue on Mikhailin, but gets taunted and polymorphed. Nearly dies. Ooh. Not quite, not quite, not quite. I mean, a valiant attempt, but it cannot ever be understated how important it is to have your bot fort on this map. It cannot be understated. Or overstated, rather. I mean, yeah, you gave up a cap, but those 4 points mean nothing compared to the map advantage you now have. Ooh, doesn't quite catch that hook either. Sappers walk in. That's nice. That's nice. You got Sappers walking up for Strange Team Comp. They should be able to make some space. Leyline's almost back up, though, and Gorge is up in 3 seconds. A little bit of spider damage coming down. Humonganoid's back up, too. And there's that. There's Humonganoid to stall. Try and clear this camp. Camp Bella's kind of walking up there. There's the Gorge. The portal's not very far. I mean, it's decent setup, but Brightwing with the cleanse. Great cleanse out of Brightwing. Good blink heal. And, you know, none of the Sappers get walked in, but you spent Gorge, so you have 45 seconds of safety. And I think it's getting pretty obvious now who's winning the rotation. I mean, based on this damage. Leyline coming out. The silence is under Jeff, but he walks out of it. And just blinks away. Tom Peace going ahead trying to channel this. Isn't going to get it. What's going on down here? I think Camp Bellis is trying to siege this down. And Brightwing ports up. Mikhailin's now here. They're going after non-champ, but his Protect manages to save him. Samuro too low, going to have to go tap. But I think that's, you know, you got one channel there for Boogans, two going in favor of Strange Team Comp, and all of a sudden they're in the lead, 18-21. But it looks like after they rotated up, Boogans is going to be able to claim back bot tower. Jeff getting good poke in on mid. I mean, mid's getting low, and Strange Team Comp just hammering away at top lane. There's really nobody here on Boogans' side to stop this. It looks like their decision is just to try and answer by taking bot, but you don't have a Gray Man. You don't have a Chrome. How quickly can you take this? I think Naz has got some really good structural damage, though. That's going to go down. So, Strange Team Comp opting to go for top sappers. But there's two sets of sappers in bot. I don't know about this full commit to top lane. I feel like you're giving away a lot of potential here. I mean, that's going to take up Tom Peace's time, but and if you're Boogans, defend this. Don't go over here and take this. Defend. Don't give this up. Walk this in. They're looking for a kidnap. Maybe. Stitches was. Leyline comes out. I mean, that really just kind of stalls. Ooh, the taunt, curse, bullet, polymorph. Wow. That's some CC right there. But Strange Team Comp is fighting under 4. Just misses the hook on Bricky. That would have brought Brightwing with him. Bummer not very low. Jeff is behind. McKalen looking deep. They're looking for Bummer not. They're looking for the kill. Jumps in on Thundercats, actually, McKalen does. Swipe coming out. Interrupts the charge. Protect goes down on Naz. Drag onto McKalen. Greymane looking very low. Curse Bullet comes out. Jeff gets a kill on Naz. Manages to blink out and cleanse. At the same time, Tom Peace going down. Golly, Greymane dies on the back end. Thundercat's getting nuked down. He's going to die. It's a 2v4 because Samuro's not here. Bricky getting a big kill. What an interrupt from Rum or not. Are they going to get the kill? Non-champ gets the Qs out. Ooh, but a time trap. Protect comes down. They still have a fort here. There's nowhere for Strange Team Comp to run to. Gorge comes out. They're trying to separate the Chromie. Bummernot's very low. Gets the kill. Medivh's in the air now. What a wild fight. Hook coming back on. This combo of Stitches Medivh is pretty wild. Jeff's waiting for Medivh to land. He's so low. I mean, it's really Bummernot's Bricky's but he's getting shredded by the Samuro right now. Just shredded. He's got nothing. Oh, the Protect's there. Oh, that was some decent misdirection, but oh, the taunt just followed him. Didn't matter. Didn't matter which side he went through. The taunt fall. Oh, the dig in from Tom, and he finds the kill on Bricky. And Varian goes down. And I think the channel's going to go, and Minions take it back, which gives them another shot. That makes it 14-13. Hey, we were looking for that Towers of Doom game, right? We were looking for that Towers of Doom game, and here we are. Here we are. So, map control, even though it's 3-3, is definitely currently, if they're able to hold this, in Boogans' favor. This fort is so low, though. I mean, you got to kill these minions. They're just looking for kills. This fort's going down. All right, they spit Evil out, but the swipe almost saves him. Naz getting absolutely blown the fuck up by McKalen and Empress. And Thundercat's trying to survive this with armor, biotic armor, good swipe. Bummernot so low. Medivh Portal manages to save him. Man. Whoo! But now they're going to lose bot too. And the tide swings. Tom Peace should be able to get back top. But Naz is dead for 30 seconds. So now you're going to have a full rotation of Strange Team Comp in the middle.
The old
Maybe they jump on the fort. I don't know. It's tough for Dahaka to siege this down. He's trying to bring some minions along to help him out. Strange team comp actually going for boss here. That's dangerous with the Medivh. That's dangerous with the swipes of Medivh, but I don't think it's gonna... Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is. And Medivh cheats, man. Medivh cheats and they steal the boss. Man, and how's this fight gonna go? So the protects come out on both sides. A bunch of people porting out. Empress kind of gets ganged up on. Bummer not gonna go down for it. And everybody else is trying to get out. Campbell has just showed up. Non-champ, half health, getting gunned down by McKalen. Ports out. Tompiece, full health, still deep. And it's a 1-for-1, but you took the boss. So now it's 10-13, and there's 2 altars. Now these altars are worth 5 and 3 respectively. Non-champ getting polyed for the interrupt. McKalen going ham on Campbellis, gets the pop off, but is 2v1ing. And Medivh getting taunted. He's poisoned. He's going to be able to get out. Great tongue by Tompiece to save non-champ. And, you know, Boogans getting battered there, but no one dies. Are they going to be able to interrupt again? Medivh throwing a portal down for Dahaka to get in, but it's not quick enough. Samoro's already on the bottom cap, and he's going to get it. And that brings it 3-10. If they had not managed to steal the boss, that would have been game. McKalen's out for blood, man. All right, let's see how much damage these spiders do with a Stukov slow on top. I mean, my God, 60% of his health. All right, looking for the damage on bot. They've got to get bot back, and now you've got sappers walking in on top of it, which would be game if they were able to. Oh, that hook was so close on the Brightwing. Brightwing's boom. And Samuro back capping right now, a sapper camp. Oh, another close hook. Tompiece getting chunked. Curse Bullet comes down on Bummernot, bringing him to half health. And just, Greymane's just spraying lead, splashing so much damage right now. Dr. Evil going ahead and recalling must have Z up. But that is going to mean that they're going to reclaim their bot for it. Looking for a kidnap. Can't quite find it. Oh, goes for the variant. All right, what can they do with that? A lot of the team was ley-lined in the back, so they weren't able to walk up. Great tongue. The protect comes out. Is it going to be enough? He goes down. Bricky's down. So 4v5 now. You got to make something happen. It's 10-3. Ooh, not quite making the hook. But this is low. You've got 1 altar. That is fortunate. That is fortunate. That makes it easy to know where you need to be. There's no way anybody can sneak anything from you. No Samuro trick plays coming up to win the game. And now it's 5 in favor of them. What's boss timer? 2 minutes. 23 minutes, boss is up. Samuro able to steal mid. So it's a 4-shot now. And that's the difference between a 1 altar game and a 2 altar game. But Boogans rotating up, trying to find a fight before variants back up. Hook just misses, hits the gate. Killing the hell out of some Samuro clones there. And I mean, you want to collapse back and cap your mid, but oh, he gets the hook on Samuro, and his Q's down. His wind walks down, but there wasn't enough follow-up there. Bummernot actually taking a lot of damage. Campbella's in a bad way. Leyline comes out just to stop that fight. Another hook onto Samuro, not who he wants. He was looking for the chromie there. This should give them the opportunity to take this. Oh, but a nice portal. Is everyone going to follow it up? Oh, and they get the hook on Empress. I don't even think you needed to pick her there. She was dead. Ah, no, she could have done that too. Great zoning. Great zoning. You did need to kick. Oh, but the camp is up. God, time traps so much. Stall by Empress, and it's really turning this fight. Brightwing Z comes down. Empress does die. The camp went to Boogans. Dr. Evil very low. McKalen very low. Everybody on the side of Boogans damn near full health. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure where the damage was. I think there was just so much focus on trying to get the Chromie out. Alright, so do you wait to take this? Samuro's taking your top. This is only worth 2 shots right now. You take this, or 3 shots. Take that, it's worth 4. You're walking in sappers. You need 2 sappers and you can cap. And Boogans is spread all over the map. I don't think there's a consensus on what they should be doing right now. They go ahead and cap. They need to be walking these in, right? Oh, they're going for boss. I don't know. Well, let's see how it goes. I mean, they've got to know. Can anybody even get here in time? I don't think so. This is game. Jeff's going to try. Yeah, he just gets ley lined out. Great call. Great call. And that's game 3, folks. That's game 3. Goes to Boogans, but my God, was it hard fought. What a game. What a game. I'm gonna have to get somebody in here from Boogans, and get a little interview, pick their brain a little bit. Look at the score, 11-11. My God, so close, man, so close. And I mean, look at the difference in damage too. Look at that. Top 3 damage, all on the side of Strange Team Comp. And yet, they managed to make it work. I mean, look at the amount of damage mitigated by just Varian. 52,000. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Stitches was 64,000 though. And I mean, healing-wise, between Medivh and Stukov, about the same as Brightwing, but I mean those protects, they just mean so much. Let me see if I can get somebody in here. Man, that was some wild fights. Absolutely wild fights. Hey there, Tom Peace. Man, that was a that was a crazy game, man. That was a crazy game. I was so excited to see it come down to a game 3 Towers of Doom. I mean, I was hyped, and you guys delivered. I was scared. I was scared. When you go back when you go back and listen, I mean, before y'all got ults, y'all had a fight right at level 9, where, you know, you guys had such great protection, such good displacement, and yet the team fight just didn't go y'all's way because I didn't think y'all had the damage. I didn't think y'all had the damage to win fights, but y'all managed to pull it off. I mean, what going into it, did y'all? I mean, obviously you set up the kidnap, right? But did you have that in mind going into the game, or did you take that did you take the Medivh when you saw the amount of burst they had?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of a reaction. After when you did our scouting, we knew that was a possibility from them, so we just kind of keep it in the back of our minds and always kind of watch the draft and see what's going on. And like with Varian, when you pick Varian, like he's got one direct way of killing somebody, and then if you can't kill him, it's pretty much nothing.
Right.
Unless the fight continues to go on longer, which it did, but Medivh can just save you from that initial burst, which we had a feeling they were going for, so it did work out well. The particular comp that we ran with the Nazebo and Stukov, stuff like that, that's not something we've actually run before, so we were trying to figure out the best way to hook Gorge and finish off the kill, because kind of like you were saying, we really didn't have the damage early game. But we knew, it's dishes. Like eventually one of these hooks is going to land and it's going to make a difference. And it was a huge hook on Chromie at the end of the game and
Yeah.
was massive. So
He was hunting that Chromie for a while too. He hooked Samuro twice looking for the Chromie.
yeah,
And
yeah. At the very end there, he hooked them when he was invisible, and we're like, oh, we didn't get anyone. He's like, no, we're like, no, you got the invisible Sam. He's right there.
yeah. Yeah, and I saw y'all kind of I guess figuring out how to spit out a gorge target into a Naz zombie wall there. that was
Yeah.
funny too, learning on the go. Uh,
Yep.
but there was another great fight that y'all had in that last game where it was not looking good, and Medivh was able to get a shield out that popped and then threw down a ley line that actually gave you time to dig in, and it was a wild. It was like a big kidnap on the Varian where y'all pulled him almost all the way into your fort, couldn't quite kill him through the protect and everything else, and then you were able to dig in and get the tongue off and secure that kill. Um, all right, but game three aside, I gotta ask too, because obviously I'm kind of following the team fights and whatnot. In game two, when you were on Zool, were you must have been getting bullied by the murky Zeratul combo, right?
I mean, it's hard. Like it's definitely hard to double soak that when they're kind of cutting your rotation. It forces me to have to rotate the long way, and it just makes it hard. And I like Zool a lot into Zeratul, especially that build. It helps with the lockdown for him. But yeah, we just it's VP. Like VP, he landed two really good VPs that won them the game because I think we were kind of in control of the game for most of that.
Yep.
And it's just that's kind of the way it goes. And we talked about it. Like the reason we banned it the first time and then the third time, but we thought that it would be a little bit bold to pick it early and when we had some available counters, and unfortunately we just didn't deal with it well enough. But yeah, it was definitely tough. It was a good game.
It was a good game, and I agree. You guys seem to y'all were in control of that game for the majority of the whole game, and it is tough because there's not any one certain thing you can do to prevent a VP. I mean, you can say, "Hey, don't clump," but even if he just
Yeah,
gets two of you,
yeah.
it's tough. And I could tell in that final defense, you knew that the Punisher was going to jump, but you also knew that Zeratul was looking for the VP, and everybody was scared to step up.
Yep.
And you had the Odin out, and he was trying to get some damage onto the Punisher, and y'all stalled it and stalled it and stalled it, but they were patient and they found y'all in the end.
Yeah, we tried to bait it over to the other keep, and I don't really totally know what happened, but it just like wasn't jumping. Like I'm not sure if we just didn't hit it with a spell or what it was, but it just like wasn't jumping, and then it finally like did after they had gotten the whole front wall down and were basically in the position where they could, you know, like you said, VP, blink in and VP, and that's the thing about Bizarretool is like we were talking about it all game. Don't clump. Like literally right before, I think it was a mid fight that totally changed the game for him. He got like three of us in the VP.
Yep.
We were literally talking about it, not clumping as we got VP'd. And it was just like, it's just like you said, it's hard, man. It's really difficult, especially when you can't see him because he can just blink in from anywhere. So
Yep.
definitely made the difference that game, I'd say.
Yep. Yep. And they had an odd they had a really, I would like to ask them that question. That was the oddest VP follow-up combo, like March of the Murlocs and
Yeah,
Johanna Falling Sword. Like what kind of wombo is that? But I mean it got the job done.
it worked.
In game one, I've got to pay my respects, man. That Tyrael, he got so tank choked, and Bummernot pulled out a freaking Tyrael, and that y'all weren't winning that game until you stole that boss. That
Yep.
bottom boss swung the entire game, guaranteed the next tribute. I mean, it was all up, it was all downhill from there. And the sanctification he got off to cancel the gust was massive, absolutely massive. So yeah, I just want to say that to you, Bummernot. That was incredible. So do y'all have y'all practiced around the Tyrael, or was that something he just pulled out?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I think Bummernout is probably the MVP of tonight for both of our wins. I mean, he just made some huge plays, but including that one. And yeah, we've played Tira before. We don't. I wouldn't say it's something that we, you know, play and spam all the time. But we had an idea on what they were looking to do on that map and the heroes they were going to pick, and we knew what we could kind of get away with. And um, like you said at the beginning of the game, there was a point where they were doing such a good job stalling the objective. Leoric was just free pushing mid, and who was it? Whoever the other hero was.
Crummy and Anduin is who they
Oh,
had.
Falstad.
And
Yeah,
Falstad.
yeah, and they were just pushing both lanes, and I'm like sitting here like trying to figure out where I should be as a solo laner, like trying to defend both, and so we knew once we talked like, okay, look, like we can't take fights where they're able to just poke away from us. We have to force onto objectives and bosses and things like that. So made a really good call going down to that boss and a huge play, and you're right, it totally changed the game.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, great games tonight. I'm glad I got to be a part of it. You know, and I mean, good job on the good job on the win tonight. I mean, it was tight, and y'all being able to claw back through there. And these guys are up and comers. They're brand new to Div A, so I gotta say, I'm happy to see y'all come away with the win. I try not to be biased to a certain extent, but y'all hold down the
Well,
fort, man.
yeah, I appreciate that, and we appreciate you casting. It was really cool to see that you picked it up late there. But yeah, like you mentioned, they're newcomers to Debate, but they're good players. Like
Yeah.
Empress is a good friend of ours. We play with, with them all the time, and we've scrimmed against Strange Team Cop. We played them in Div B 2 seasons ago, so we're quite familiar with them, and they're a good team. And I think that their record's probably not showing it right now, but they're a lot better than that
Hey,
record shows. I
man,
mean, I think
Div A's
every game has
tough.
been like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Div A's tough. I mean, really, you're starting to get up into where it's not so easy anymore. And a little fun fact: the last time y'all played them was a year ago to the day. I noticed that.
Really?
Yeah, weirdly enough.
What the hell? That is
I didn't
hilarious. I
know if
didn't
y'all
know
did
that at
that on
all.
purpose or what.
No, no, that's hilarious. I had no idea. So thanks for the fun fact there.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. You got any shout outs or anything before we end this?
It's the same with stuff. Shout out to you guys, the fellas, and the other team too. Fun games. It was well, we've had some close games this season, but that was probably the closest of all, or one of them at least. So lots of fun, and looking forward to next week.
All
Thanks
right.
for casting.
Yep. You have a good night, Tom Peace. And
All right,
night
you
to
too much.
everybody else out there.